welcome back everybody. We are going live. We are live here in glorious South Carolina for another wonderful day in the gym. And today we have pull day. So we're going to get to it. We're going to really try and work the lats, the biceps, the delts, and the traps today. That's today's goal, and we're going to go get it. So who all's ready? Alrighty. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Beautiful. All right. Actually, we'll go ahead and do. Actually, that's something I wanted to. Yeah, we'll try with the pull-up bar first. We'll start with the pull-up bar. Yeah, that's the move. That's definitely the move. Put you back just a bit so you can see. Yep, we're going to start with pull-ups. So, y'all may notice, oh, nobody's in yet. I'll wait. What else we got? So, pull-ups. Perfect, okay, 4 by 65 at 2.5. All right. Oh, this is working great. Yes, sir. All right, 17. Testing a few different ways of moving feet, all that jazz. Shoulder's still a little sore. That's a bit concerning. It's been nagging me for a little while, and I've been giving it a fair amount of rest. That might be a bit of an issue. Stretch it out a bit. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. The shoulder is a little bit sore. Hey Kareem, Luke, welcome on in. I'm doing okay. Something ain't feeling right in my shoulder. Hope you had a good day. Honestly, nah. Haven't slept as well as I'd have liked to, and I've been pretty much guest starring on streams all week. So I didn't get a lot of rest on Tuesday because I was with the Bit Life. Hopefully y'all were there for that. And then yesterday I was hanging out with Dodger on her stream. Had a few too many drinks. Well, okay, I didn't get drunk, but even just 1 or 2 drinks, I feel it the following day. I'm just not feeling all that well rested. Not an excuse, but we will persevere. Yeah, I don't think it's anything bad. My shoulder definitely feels off. So we got 2 more sets of pull ups. We'll move on. What else are we gonna do today? We do shrugs. We're gonna do, let's see. So we did do bicep curls this time. 2, 4. Okay, okay. Yeah, so we're gonna do bicep curls, shrugs, lat raises, bent over rows, single arm raises. Might do some cable pull down, some pullovers. I've got a couple bands actually, speaking of other amazing gifts y'all gave me. That's pretty nice. Quick hello, Severus driving to the farms, can't participate, damn it. Well, that's all good. Man, you drive safe. It's all good. All right, so we've done 2 sets and 31 reps so far. That's not great. I really want to engage these lats. Pull it with the back. You know what? I'm going to try a narrower grip for a change, but keep it pronated and see what happens. Okay, feel it up a little bit higher in the delts. It's good though. Interesting. So what we're gonna do next, we do straight bar today, I think. It'll be easier to set up. Tomorrow should be fun. Tomorrow's gonna be a leg day. I'll have the time to stick around for a little while. We'll see how it goes. I would say, in general, I usually do better on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays than I do on Thursdays because I've had better rest. Thursdays is usually my week workout. This is the end of the work week, so I've had to get up early for the last 4 days, and it does sap my energy. I feel it a lot. If I get less than 7 hours of sleep, I notice. If I get less than 6, I really dry gas. It's just what am I willing to do to actually get it, I just gotta be better. All right. Last set on pull-ups. Or I should say chins, I guess, because These are cross chins. Oh, yeah, sore, really sore. Fuck, that's not ideal. Not ideal at all. Alright. What's up, cat bro? Welcome on in. It's important to rest. I mean, I love going balls to the wall just like anyone, but it's not sustainable to ask your body to constantly go at 100%. No matter how much you want to. Some shrugs. We'll do 235 to do here. We did 230 last time. I don't really feel like throwing on a 5 and a 2.5. There's the other clip. I'll bring you all in a bit, as I can. Yeah, that looks good. Let's see how the shoulder feels holding this. This shouldn't be a particularly stressful exercise for these muscles, but if something's wrong, I'll probably feel it. There we go. I'll move you guys. What's the weather today? Pretty nice. Overcast, low 70s. So, not too bad. That's better. All right. for biceps. Go for, let's rep 40s on buys, I think. Yeah. Good. Yes, overcast, humid, low 70s. Not bad. I've been able to keep my house open windows today. Shoulders feeling a little better. Just gonna keep an eye on it as we roll along here. Depending on how it feels, I may knock off or knock down vertical flies. We'll see. Losing my grip. Come on. Oh. In the 50s here in New York. 50s ain't bad. Yeah, it's no gloves? Never. Calluses, baby. Calluses are proof you've done work. Howdy, Dalty Walty. Good to see you. Yeah, by this point in the year, this is actually below average. Usually, by this time of year here in South Carolina, the highs are getting into the 80s. So, I'll take it. There we go. So you can tell down here there just isn't as much definition as there should be, in large part because I haven't been eating right. I've been eating too much and too much junk, more specifically. So yeah, I'm gonna pray that I do better tonight. I'm gonna do my best. It's hard, y'all. You know, I'm in the thick of a cut cycle here. It doesn't get easier. I think if I really apply myself next couple of weeks, come the beach trip I'm taking on my birthday, I'll be hitting it good. My Thursday's going pretty decent. Tell me how y'all's lives, you know? I always love to hear, you know, successes, failures, interesting happenings going on. What's going on in my audience's world? I'd like to know. But yeah, I got a few lbs I could lose before hitting the beach. Not a ton. I reckon if I could shed, I'm at about 215, 216 right now. If I could shed a solid 5 pounds, 6 pounds, right, that's 3,500 calories per pound of fat. So, you know, that's between 15 and 20,000 calories. You know, drop 500 calories a day, that'll take me about a month. I feel like that's probably pretty good. But I gotta stop fucking having these, surplus days. Just gotta run deficits, and more deficits. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go. Come on. God, I hate those. I need to get better at them because it's a limitation of my deadlifts at this point is grip strength. And this challenges that. All right. So you got one more set of curls, I think. Got out of the ICU alive, take a poop. Hey, Polka Dot Man, it has been a hot minute. Welcome back. How you doing? Hands hurting, a lot of back exercises. Yeah. Drinking makes it harder. Ozempic or Mounjaro? Absolutely not. There's only one true way to keep weight off, and that's hard work and discipline. I just need to do better. It's a shortcoming, man. I get hungry and make poor decisions late at night. And what I should be doing is sleeping. I need to wall myself off from the kitchen at a certain point. The trouble is, you know, there'll be times where I'm having to do the dishes and times where... Excuses. Again, I'll start making excuses. I just make poor choices. There, that's the answer. End of fucking story. Nervous about tonight? Oh, right. Y'all are talking about the draft. I forgot about that. Shit, dog. Polka Dot. Tell the other tree guys to get in here. I want to hear y'all talking about that. 2, 3, 4. Or get some of the other sports guys in here. I don't normally give a shit, but why not? 2, 3, 16. Not bad. I think I'll take that for regular curls for now. We do on vertical flies last time. 50 dumbbells. Let's give 125 a try, see how it feels. Y'all got Josh Allen as your quarterback. You need to protect him. Offensive line is the single most valuable position on the football field. Seriously. You have a good offensive line, mediocre quarterbacks become great, and great quarterbacks become generational. Look, Tom Brady, all right, Tom Brady was never a mobile quarterback. Why did he thrive? Yeah, he's an all-time great at a quarterback position, but he had a really good offensive line most of the time he was in New England, as well as when he was in Tampa Bay. O-line is the most important position. Fight me. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Do you work out commando? Dalty Walty, the answer is sometimes. Twitch doesn't like it when I talk much about this, so I'll keep it brief. What I'm wearing underneath my shorts generally is dependent on the weather. And Twitch may not like this as well, but look, you try weightlifting in an unair-conditioned garage when it's 97 out and 75% humidity, which at this time, it will be in a couple months, and you tell me what you're gonna do. Might be way out of line. Dalty, if you have questions like that, why aren't you asking them on the Discord? That's why it's there. Left tackle is the most important part of the offense. No, I could see the second most. Center might be the most important. There you go, Dalty Walty. You're gonna want that. And if you haven't found the NSFW channel on there yet, you gotta click the check mark in the welcome box to get to the roll select page, and then you can select that roll. 2, 3. I don't want to stick with 8. I don't want to push it too hard on my shoulders. It's supposed to really work your traps, and it does, but your shoulders get worked as an auxiliary there. Well, the center, an intelligent center is the key between, again, a good O-line and a great O-line, and a great O-line is what makes a team. The center, right, has to be a very intelligent guy. At the same time, the quarterback is looking around, surveying the defense, considering audibles, considering motions, routes, all those things. The center is looking and trying to predict what the front 7, or in today's day and age, the front 6, are going to do in terms of blitz, stunting, scheming, you name it. Hey, Mark and Me 1, welcome and thank you very much for the subscription. Howdy, my name's Beer Battered Ag, welcome on in. All right, what else do we got besides vertical flies? What did we do on rows last time? All right, I like it. Let's try some rows. What do we do at 125? How many reps did we do? 12? All right, let's try 13. The key here is form. So please try and keep an eye on my form. Really trying to do that correctly. Right, you'll see what I'm doing. do one more set of vert flies. We'll do an underhand set of that, we'll go up. Leafs might win a playoff series tonight. Hasn't happened near this one because they're not going to win tonight. I've seen this movie. I'll believe it when I see it. It's possible. Look, the Caps and the Blues both did it. But if I were a Leafs fan, I'd be a doomer. Zechariah 73, welcome on in. Fans are the most important. Unfortunately, that's not true. Look, I'm a Texas A&M fan. We are absolutely vital in terms of the culture of Texas A&M sports. We're called the 12th man for a reason, and the people rightfully call us a cult. The one thing we don't have to show for our passion, which even the bitterest of rivals will admit, we're a very passionate fan base. What we don't have is the on-field success. You can speculate as to why that is, but yeah. Making sweet potato salad tonight for dinner tomorrow. Very nice. I love sweet potatoes. You gotta be careful with those on a cut. They're very, very good for you micronutritionally. And you know, you said you were not feeling so good, you're feeling a little bit sick under the weather before. So given that that's the case, good, highly nutritious foods like that are probably a really good option. But they are mostly starch and sugar. So, you know, have one, have two. Definitely cook them unprocessed if you can, like just roast them or mash them up. The skins are really good for you, I recommend them. Do not recommend buying the candied ones in cans. They're usually packaged in heavy syrup, which is just straight sugar. You don't want that. All right, come on. Ooh. 2, 3, yeah. This week's sleep deprivation is starting to hit me pretty hard. Come on. Not bad. Hey, Itchy Nurse, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, I just realized something. There we go. My countdown to freedom timer's not showing up. Oh, I see why. There we go. Should fix that. Alright, so we're going to try the same, what we were doing. We're going to try supinated grip this time. By the way, the stain on my shorts here is not from food or drink, but it is actually from the rust that's starting to develop on this cheap bar. So, I don't know if y'all noticed that, but yeah, that's rust. It's like that on pretty much all of my shorts. It's just easier to tell on these because they're white.
Hey, Itchy Nurse. Gosh, you're very hot. Well, I appreciate that. Welcome and thank you for the first time chat. Zechariah, welcome. Metal Machine, always good to see you. How you doing? Gotta head out. Have a good rest of stream, Ag. Polka Dot. Thanks for sticking around. If you're still here, tell the U-Tree guys to get on in here and talk to me about the draft. I don't normally give a shit about the NFL, but I'm willing to talk turkey about it. So yeah, I'm talking about being tired. I'm looking back at my sleep totals. So I track that. I don't have a fancy watch or anything, or ring, or chest band that tracks my sleep at night, but I know when I go to bed and I know when I wake up. And what I'm looking at is, I was getting 7 to 7.5 hours of sleep the last couple weeks. This week, the last 7 days has been 6.7, 6.0, 6.0, 6.5, 7.6, and 7.7, which is taking its toll. That's 4 straight days of below 7 hours, and I definitely feel that. Hey, we've got Morellin0705. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it. The hospital and meds put me in diabetic ketoacidosis. Right. Is your, I feel rude asking, Cat Bro, and if this is too sensitive, by all means, you don't have to respond. Is your diabetes genetic or is it lifestyle related? I'm not trying to shame if it's lifestyle related. In fact, I have all the more admiration for you for having the courage to say so, and more importantly, based on what you've been saying the last few weeks in my channel, it sounds like you're actually taking steps to help remedy that. I have a lot of respect for that. I detest fat shaming, but I endorse lazy shaming. If you're doing your best, unless you're doing something unsafe, no one should criticize you. All criticism should be constructive, but if you're making excuses, people should roast your ass over an open fire for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Yeah. Now that's where I draw the line is. Fat shaming, no bueno. Lazy shaming, go for it. Alright, I'm gonna try 155. We're gonna see where that takes us. I'm gonna do these slowly. Really focus on the power. Trying to keep my back straight, stable. We'll see where it goes. I haven't gone up weight in a while on rows, and I want to see if kind of stepping back and focusing on form has really helped. I'm hoping the answer is yes. In the meantime, we'll also do some incline curls. The reason I ask about the diabetes thing too is I think type 1, the one that's genetic, my grandmother had it actually, and there was, she was pretty healthy. It's lifestyle, my sugars are under control. Especially both my pancreas doesn't produce enough insulin. Well, that's the definition of diabetes, but your medical load will lower as you lose weight. It absolutely will. If you eat better, start getting more active, you'll be amazed at how much your body can heal itself. There's no question in my mind. All right. I'm gonna shift this that way. I have enough space to do my rows. All right, so how many sets have we done total today? Let's see. 4, 7, 10, 13, 15 so far. All right, we're halfway through. We're slow, we're moving. Once I'm done with school, I want to try and work on my physique more. What's stopping you from doing it now? Down around 30? Hell yeah. Lost 60 pounds in 2022. Holy moly, Dalty Walty, that is incredible. You should be really proud of that. That's it. That's fantastic. All right, what did I do last time I did incline curls? I don't think I did incline curls last time. Let's see. I did not. When was the last time I did bicep curls inclined? All right. 2x10 at 40 dumbbells. All right, I can do that. You kind of look like a boxer. I appreciate that. I don't do combat sports. I have a ton of respect for the people who do. That's hard. You'd be toughness. I'll post before and after pics. Absolutely, dude. 100%. We love to see it, man. We love to see people progressing, to see people making good decisions, to see people being the best version of themselves we can be. That's what this channel is all about more than anything else. Need to start using my resistance bands. Well, Capro, we'll do some of that later, so you might get some ideas. But we got incline curls first. And we still gotta finish rows. Then we got lat raises. Not quite sure where we'll go from there. 1, 2, 3, yep. 1, 2, 3. Type 1 diabetes, you need an insulin. For type 2, it's reversible. Diet control, diet modification, primarily removing or limited food high in carbohydrates or refined sugars. That's right. Yeah. So, in general, sugar is like any other addiction. The way sugar works, you get a dopamine high off of eating it. Just like you would with anything else that's addictive. And take these out of my skull for just a moment. They're awesome, by the way. Finally got wireless headphones thanks to one of you guys who donated it on my wish list, which is now up and running officially. You can type in !wish list to see it. It's one word, wish list, I think. It's either 1 or 2 words. You'll figure it out. It's not always reversible. I started needing meds when I was only 190 pounds in my late 30s. No, it's not always reversible, but it becomes a whole lot easier to deal with when you are at lower weight. A lot of the time, your symptoms may be a little bit better. You may not need as much insulin. I'm not a medical expert, but in general, weight loss and healthier diet are the one thing that doctors seem to recommend if you are lifestyle diabetic. Okay. I need just a minute. Do one more set of rows. rows. I think I'm just going to do 4 sets of rows today. I'm not going to go quite as many on rows. I'm going to do more lat raises and some exercise bands workout. I'm not going to go just the most absolutely intense balls to the wall today. I just don't have the energy. It's just I'm sleep deprived. And that's no one to blame for that but myself. But if I want a solid 9 hours tonight, if I can get a solid 9 hours of sleep, I should be in pretty good shape for tomorrow, which is important because tomorrow's a squat day, and more than just that, it's a squat volume day. I haven't done one of those in a while, and I think I want to really focus on depth, focus on form, focus on breathing, and focus on volume. So, I've been doing 5 sets of squat, 265, some sets of 315, and then 365. What I'll probably do is 265, stay there until I can no longer do sets of 15, then bump it down to 225 and rep sets of 20 or something like that. Just go for mass volume. I have a hard time with earbuds while working, but they always seem to fall out. Well, I will say so far these are working great for lifting. Haven't put them to the test for running yet, so I will report back on that. By the way, for those of you who want to, request songs, hit me with them. You can do that now as a channel perk. Can you take melatonin? I could, but that's not the problem. When I get in bed, it's very seldom that it takes me very long to sleep. My challenge is sleep hygiene. My challenge is actually stopping what I'm doing, getting to bed, and also staying out of the kitchen late at night. And it's a bad habit, and I just have to learn to break it. Just like sugar, really. There's an old saying called 21 days makes or breaks a habit. There's a lot of truth to that. We all have bad habits. It's about how we address them that matters. Anyway, let's hit this set. Here we go. That's not going to work as an ankle, is it? Yeah, it's not the falling asleep is not the problem. The problem is me just being a dumbass and not getting myself to bed. I dressed him by better living through chemistry. Ha! I'm not quite sure I get the joke there. Nah. Little Kitchen King, a ping pong launcher. We can help break your late night snacking habits. Y'all have no idea. I become a fucking demon when it comes to eating late at night. It's so bad. No wonder I'm having issues with this. I'm too far back. Come on. That's more like it. I was like, I knew this felt wrong the first set. Right, for an incline curl, you want to be a little bit higher up than incline bench in terms of angle. It's preference, but for me, it seems like that's the better call. Here we go. 2, 3. 7. Come on. 8. Nice. Better. All right. Do you do intermittent fasting? Not all the time, but sometimes. So normally, instead of doing intermittent fasting, I just normally don't do breakfast. I seldom eat before 11 o'clock, and usually my dinner's around 7 to 8. So by default, you know, it'll be 14, 15 hours between my dinner meal and my lunch meal the next day. Sometimes it's 16, which I know a lot of people say is the limit for the least intermittent fasting you could do. Some people say, you know, sometimes it's 12 to 13. It really just depends. So, intermittent fasting, keto, paleo, vegan, low fat, low carb, all of these diets, excuse me, all of these diets work. The only difference between them, okay, the only real difference between those diets is how they work. Here's what I mean. Well, okay, actually that's not even true. The only difference is the way they come to how they work. They all work in the same manner. They are trying to get you to consume fewer calories than you burn. If you consume fewer calories than you burn, you will lose weight. Now, if you're trying to lose fat, any of those diets should work as long as you get enough protein in your system. All these diets are capable of doing that. Some it's a little more difficult than others, vegan. Some it's a little more expensive than others, keto. Right? Hey, what's up, Sammy? Good to see you. But in general, any of those diets can work. It's what works the best for you. For me, because I like eating a variety of things, and more importantly, because I'm a fucking tight ass, my diet is whatever I can fit in my macros. So I set a calorie target at 2,300 calories, which is a big deficit for me. I don't normally hit my target, but that's the goal. And protein target at 200 grams. So yeah, that's generally what I do there. So let's see here. So we want lat raises. What did we do with lat raises last time? Lat raises 2 by 12 at 30. All right. Let's do it. But yeah, no, any of those diets works. It's all about how many calories you intake. I heard the Mediterranean diet is really good. Okay, so this is the other thing, right? I'm just talking about weight loss when it comes to calories. Now, how you feel when you're on this diet is very much variable on what you're putting in, right? There have been studies proven to show that you can lose weight on an all Twinkies diet as long as you eat few enough Twinkies to where you're burning more than you're consuming. Hey, what's up? Probably not Moke. Welcome on in. But yeah, as long as you're burning more than you're consuming, you will lose weight. Now, if you're eating nothing but Twinkies, you're giving your muscles nothing to build and repair themselves on, and you will lose muscle. So don't eat nothing but Twinkies. If But any of those other diets that are listed can get you the right balance of macros and the right balance of micros, with some exceptions. If you're eating keto, you may have to supplement in some vitamins. If you're eating vegan, you may have to supplement in iron, because iron is mostly found in meat. Now, you can get iron from plants, particularly beans, like red beans, but it's harder. Anyway. Oh, you know what? What am I doing? You got the actual view of what I'm trying to achieve here. See how I'm squeezing the lats? That's what we want. Nice. We'll do a second one of those for sure. When I get home from work, stuff is already well underway. Well, welcome on in, and thanks for the first time chat. Mediterranean diet is very good for longevity. I will say that. The other one, Japanese diets, typically very good for longevity as well, because they're a lot more based on vegetables and fish than they are on red meat, especially processed red meat, which has links to cancer growth. Now, I eat sausages, I eat ribs, I eat steak. Not very often, but it's too fucking delicious and life is too short not to eat them. As always, the key is moderation. How are the lats coming along? Well, you tell me while I'm doing this, but let me flex for you here. So there's, right. Not much coming out yet. What is your opinion on soy? I think a lot of people like to demonize soy, and it's stupid. Frankly, soy has been the backbone of several very healthy Asian countries, diets and meals for centuries, millennia probably, and there's no problem with soy. Now, what happens is that people take that and will say, oh, wonderful, I'm going to eat 4,000 blocks of tofu a day. Well, first off, apart from that actually not being the best version of soy to eat, if you're going to eat soy, the best possible way to do it is edamame, because it's the least processed. Tofu's fine, but tofu is to edamame what sausage is to a pork chop, to give you a decent example. There's nothing wrong with processed soy, but just like red meat, moderation, okay? Don't eat, and if you eat just soy, and more soy, yeah, you might see some strange effects. But that would be the case if you did anything in obscene amounts. Yeah. Dude, lat raises I've only been starting to do recently, and I definitely think they're helping. So y'all, again, give me another sort of bird's eye perspective on how I'm doing on these. Yeah, we need more of those for sure. Yeah, we're gonna do those. Are also gonna do some back flies for sure. But yeah, no, I have no problem with soy. The other thing about soy is, and this is something a lot of the anti-soy crowd doesn't like, it's cheap. Okay? Guess what? Not all of us are able to spend $500 a month on food for ourselves. I could, I still don't want to. So yeah, cheap plant protein, including beans, of which soy is one. Why not? But yeah, no, if I'm given the option of soy products to choose from, I will take edamame and throw it into a stir fry. What I really want to start doing is buying raw fish. Unfortunately, that's expensive. And making like poke bowls for myself. I adore poke. That might be the best food on this planet. All right, next set.
something that will hurt your masculinity, testosterone levels. I'm afraid there's something much more obvious that damages your manhood in terms of potency than soy. And that thing is alcohol. Look, there's a reason Brewer's Droop is a thing, also known as whiskey dick. Right? You can hate it all you want, doesn't make it any less true. All right, so we're gonna do back flies next. All right. It's a great poke shop here, mostly for his cat emojis. Dude, I love poke bowls, they're so good. I see her as a Haslands enjoyer. Not quite sure what that is. Nice, good. Yeah, no, alcohol is, alcohol, if you want man boobs, right? I'm not talking pecs, okay? I'm not talking this. I'm talking, man titties. You know what I'm talking about. If you want to get fatter, if you want to gain slower muscle, if you want to perform worse in bed, if you want to feel like shit more often, drink alcohol. Now, again, I still drink booze because it's fun, but I am fully aware that it is poison and it's really bad for you. You mean the streamer Haslands? Oh, you must be, all right, I think I know what you're referencing. I know which channel you're referencing. Careful there. Careful there. I do not want to go, we can get a little bit adult. We can talk about that, but don't start admiring, unmentionables on Twitch, because then Twitch gets mad and then I get kicked off the platform. So don't do that. So we can keep it, you can keep it 18, you can talk about 18 plus, but don't be unbelievably explicit. You know what I'm trying to get at, right? All right, next set. Bent over flies. These are really good too. These are for your delts. With flowers in their heads and hey boy, do you wanna go? And you know how it is. All right, so where are we at? Let's see. So in 7 sets of buys, 6 sets of traps in, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. See a whole lot more. Hey, Petite, good to Trino, and good to see you. I was just talking about the emotes. Okay, cool. Please describe this explicit material in great detail. Do that on the... I have a naughty chat in the Discord, y'all. Y'all understand what I'm trying to get at. I'm paranoid about this, I'll admit it. But I've been suspended a couple of times for bullshit reasons, so I'm trying to make sure that doesn't happen again. What's up, Don? Good to see you, man. All right. Here we go. One, two, three, four. Come on, 2 more. All right. Ooh. All right.
So we're gonna do a single arm pull down with the bands. Hey, Bamazaddy, thank you very much for the follow. If you work out to the Velvet Underground, you got an interesting style, I'll say that. I love the Velvet Underground, and sometimes I will, but right now this is Led Zeppelin. If you go down in the streets today, baby, you better open your eyes. Whoa. Make sure I'm doing this right. Really don't care, really don't. Which way the pressure lies. All right. Speaking of the Velvet Underground now. Squat rack is my Venus and furs. That's all I'll say about the Velvet Underground. Sure, one of you degenerates is gonna clip that. I just know it. It's okay. It's to be expected. That's actually better. We'll do that. Hey, thanks for the bits, Don. Welcome in, Bo. Height, I think it's, you can type it exclamation mark commands to see what all of them are. I think I list it somewhere, I forget where. Gare Bear, welcome on in, thanks for the follow. Love the content, mainly the stash. Easy. How was your weekend beer? It was pretty good. I feel like this camera angle requires a visit to HR. Nice. Well, hey. Blue Smiley 321, welcome to the chat. Hey, I see we got 30 people in chat. That means y'all have earned handstand push-ups at the end of the workout. Congratulations. Man, the rain's coming down hard now. Actually, let's switch from one of the unholy trinity to another. Let's go to Black Sabbath. You know what? Let's go with their self-titled album and their self-titled song, 1970. Moody, brooding, dark, and powerful. How often do I work out? Usually 5 days a week. Are those Google headphones? No, they're Skull Candies. I got them as a gift from one of y'all from my wish list, which you can check out by typing in !" wish list. Here, I'll just do that for y'all. Do you think Thin Lizzy could be workout music? Anything can be workout music. I know guys who work out to classical. Just some people work out to Beethoven, man. Anything can be workout music. For me, could Thin Lizzy be workout music? I'll sometimes throw on Jailbreak, so the answer is yes. All right. This time, yeah, go this way. Nah, we're gonna go this way. I think this shows it off a little bit better. Shows off the what I'm trying to do here with the lat. I also got these bands from one of y'all from my wish list. So y'all really come through clutch. I appreciate Can that be done in a door? As long as you have a way to tie the band to it, yes. Sure can. Hey, double fist pump. Boom, boom. Work out the snake jazz. All right. Shy guy, welcome on in. How could one gain muscle mass effectively? Progressive overload, train towards failure, and eat lots of protein. Next question. Vacuum trash, welcome. If you really want to know the answers more specifically than that blue smiley, check out my Discord. I got tons and tons of useful information there. All right. All right, so let's see here. What do we got? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 on back, 6 on traps. Oh, hold up. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 on back, 6 on traps, this is 18, and 7 on biceps, that's 25. Okay. Okay. So the next step is going to be single arm rows. Oh no, please God help me. Da, da, da. All right, so we're gonna try 2 by 16 here for the 60-pound dumbbells. Does stretching hinder muscle gains? No. Why would it? Vacuum Fresh, thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Now, why on earth would stretching hinder? No. I would say don't go overboard on the stretching. I mean, flexibility is very useful, but ultimately you have to progressively overload. Stretching is not a substitute for lifting. If you really want to build mass muscle and you're okay with doing a bulk cycle, there is one exercise that is the king above all else. Squat. Here we go. All right. Other arm. Nice. Good. Oh my goodness, do we have a raid? We have Liberty Street Rock. Thank you very much. Doesn't look like a raid. Did I miss it? How long does it take for stuff from my wish list to come? Really depends on what the item is. Liberty Street Rock. Oh, there's the raid message. Thank you for the raid of 3. I will give you a shout out. Just a moment here. What is... All right, always nice to see another Southern dude streaming. Hell yeah, brother. I'd call myself a Texan. That's where I lived the longest. Born in a military family. So really from all over. Currently live in the great state of South Carolina. I'm guessing by your name, you're from the heart of Dixie. Good on you. I like Alabama. It's got problems, but I like Alabama. Always do lots of stretching. Always want to learn the splits. There's nothing wrong with making flexibility your goal, but you won't get tons and tons. You're not going to look like this if all you do is stretching. I bought something for you. Wonderful. Shy Guy, message me in chat. Actually, I think if you type in !gift, it'll give you my P.O. box. Huffle200, thank you for the follow. We got lots and lots of people in here. Super Technico, welcome on in. What is progressive overload? Okay, so progressive overload I'll give the shout out to Liberty. And actually, here, I'm going to shout out Liberty before we do anything else. Okay. By the way, yeah, if you want to check out my wish list, I've just switched to Throne. Throne is a really great app that's secure and private for creators that allows wish lists to happen. I'm not sure if I'm going to go leave Alabama when I finish college or not. Could go either way. If you don't mind me asking, are you Roll Tide or War Eagle? In Alabama, it's only one. Or you're one of those people that's into the SWAC, and that's also really cool. But usually even people who are like, you know, into the SWAC, they'll usually pick a either Alabama or Auburn. Okay, so there's the shout out. Okay, so what is progressive overload? Progressive overload is training to failure, more or less. It's pushing your body to its absolute limit, because when you do that, what your body is going to say is, oh shit. It's going to send a message to your brain and to your body to say, we need to put more muscle down, repair these tears that are being made in the muscle, the micro tears from lifting weights, as fast as possible, or we're going to get hurt. So it's really good that way. For me is on goddamn fire. I don't know what that means. I want to practice both strength and flexibility, but girls usually have it easier for flexibility. You can do both. Yeah, girls tend to be more flexible than guys. Guys tend to be stronger than girls. But in general, most of the population, at least here in the United States, is out of shape, and so you can be both more flexible and stronger than most. Bamazaddy says, roll tide roll. So I am an Aggie. If you're surprised by that, I don't know what to tell you. It's literally like within my PFP, I'm rocking an A&M shirt. But between the Iron Bowl, for me it's tied, no question, because my mother went there. So I have a soft spot for Alabama. All right, let me do another set of this because we got to continue rolling here. We're going slow. Let's go a little more Sabbath. Black Sabbath. Have you tried chin-ups with arched back? The video of Alex Leonidas. Yeah, I was doing that earlier. Actually, funny you should mention that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try something different this time. Piss off, Westifer. Come on. If you're gonna troll, do it properly. You know which team I actually hate the most. Da, 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 da. Oh yeah. 1, 2, 3. All right. So we got 2 sets of pullover, or pull down rather, with a band. And then we got a set of bicep burnout. So as Alabama fans say it, dude, every fan base has their nutters. Trust me. Go look at TexAgs if you want to see the A&M nutter side. Is your feeling doing arch chin-up? I have less reps, but dire on my back. Here, super technical. I'll just do a set right now. You really want to see me do arch chin-ups? Who am I to deny a request from the audience? It's going to make me better anyway. Going to feel. I'm going to feel. I'm going to feel. 2, 3. Duke, everyone hates Duke. I don't really care much about the basketball schools. Yeah, I'm absolutely a red ass though. I'm like, if you ask me to do the Aggie Yells right now, I can fucking do them. I know the history, the traditions, all that bullshit. Tomorrow I have back day and your back's fried. Consider resting if it's really, really sore. Or just deloading. Deload days are not your enemy. Just don't overdo them, like everything else. All right, so I'm gonna call that actually my last buy set because we're getting low on time. There you go. So you were asking for an arch back. There you go. All right, so what else are we gonna do? We're gonna do pullovers. They're wide or narrow, bent over, band or cable. This love of mine, forever with me till the end of time. Your love for me has just got to be real. Before you know where you're going. All right, so pull downs, watch the back here. Yeah, you'll see good. I'm going to feel. I need to stand on this and pull the rack. That's better. Alright. Yeah, I don't like that as much as the cable. I may not do that in the future as much. I think instead of doing that, yeah, I don't care for that as much. I think instead of doing that, I'm gonna do one extra set of lat raises. Yeah, we're gonna do one more set of lat raises and then call it a day. Gotta love Black Sabbath. Midnight, one of my more boring nights, cardio and core, and then I gotta go back on campus for a while. Dope, dude. Shit, 36 viewers. Welcome on in, everybody. Usually don't get this big of an audience on Thursdays. Howdy, welcome. Glad you're in here. Stick around because after this set, we are doing a set of handstand push-ups. So let's get some hype for that. But first, a lat set. I need the right music for this. I'm thinking, let's finish it out strong with Running with the Devil. Oh my goodness. You have indeed purchased something, Shy Guy. I believe through Throne, it'll automatically send it to me. But I'm not sure about that. All right, here we go. By the way, with Throne, you guys can suggest gifts if you want. Let's do this. Come on. Come on. God, I had to steal. Let's go. into handstand push-ups, y'all. Here we go. Can I get some handstand push-up hype in chat, y'all? You use the hype emoji. Let's see it. Let's see it. It's automatic IRC. Another streamer who used it was surprised when stuff came in that I forgot was on the list. Sweet. Thanks, Sammy. All right, let's get these handstand push-ups, y'all. You know, Wes, speaking of college football, that shirt you gave me does get it gets put to good use. I use it as a pad, so that way when I do my abs, my back doesn't make little farting sounds on the floor. So there you go. I don't know how that makes you feel, but so much for needing to do a car wash. We'll say, don't have to worry about that tonight. Stand by, I take my shoes off. There's a spider web in the face. Ooh, that's never any fun. You eat. I'm gonna be for.
I don't make pasta.
Okay. Yeah, there you go. I make chili, and then for whatever reason, the roommate wants pasta with it, so thanks, Ohio. Anyway. Oh, I should have used a little bit of that red wine in there. That would have made it taste pretty good. Wish it was warm here. It's been a cold as fuck spring. Honestly, I've been enjoying it. It's been really nice here in Carolina. Highs have been in the 70s and the 80s for the most part. Right now, it's an even 70 out. It's beautiful. Okay, so handstand push-ups. Here we go. Y'all ready? Waiting at home. There we go. Oh, so if you like what I do, consider hitting on my Discord. Hit that follow button. We love to see it. That's 9. I'll take it. Let's get a protein on now. Oh. I found a simple life, once so simple, no, when I jumped out on the road. Ooh, I love hatch pepper chili like that. Shit's good. Ain't got nobody waiting at home. Yeah. Running with the devil. Now, I already did my abs and my push-ups for the day, so I don't have to worry about that. But what I will do is replace my wonderful new headphones in there. Thank you very much to the person who wishes to remain anonymous for those headphones. Holy shit, those have to be hard. You get used to them. My problem is that I have, as y'all saw, clearly I have the strength to do it. The trouble is the balance. This is why I have to do it up against this wall. Because occasionally my feet will touch it just to remain balanced. So that's the hard part. Now, I'm about to get my protein shake on, and then we're going to begin the Q&A section of the stream. In this section, you guys really do get to ask me anything, and I'm going to do some stretching. So, you know, whatever y'all want is the name of the game here. So ask around. You guys pepper me with questions. What I'm going to do is grab some water, and then I will be right back here with my protein shake in just a minute or two. Also need to use the bathroom, so stick around, pepper the chat with questions. I will come back and answer them all. All right. Commercial.
Okay. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, let's get to talking, chat. How long? Okay. How hard are shoulder handstand push-ups compared to diamond push-ups? This is a question of how, really the question you're asking is, how much stronger are your shoulders than they are your chest? For me, the chest muscles for me are one of my best features. As a result, the triceps are pretty good too. Diamond push-ups are easy. I can bang them out certainly a lot more than I can handstand push-ups. Next question. Do you meal prep? How do you maintain your variety in your diet so you don't get bored? I do meal prep, usually once every week. I would like to have more variety in my diet than I do, but because I try to split costs with my roommate, and she is a little bit more picky about what food she will and won't eat, a lot of the time it's a routine thing. But, you mix it up every now and then. You throw in, an exotic dish, an Indian-style dish, or you buy a different cut of meat than you're used to, or some new vegetables, and in the summer you grill more, in the winter you make soups and stews. So it's a lot of the times it's seasonal. How long before you started seeing good results when you started working out? I've been at it for 4 months so far. Also, holy shit, so much grilled chicken and broccoli. There are tons and tons and tons of ways to hit your macros on, on a strict cut cycle. Bama, what I will tell you is that if you'd like some really good meal ideas. Oh, my mic is low? All right, let me fix that. Thank you. Is it low for everyone, or is it just for Jigaman? Because if it's just for Jigaman, that means you may need to turn up your mic or your headphones. So I just turned it up. Hopefully that fixes it. Anyway, but I have been lifting weights for 15 years, okay? So it's a little bit more than 4 months. The key is to stick with it. Now, I have made lots and lots of mistakes over 15 years of doing this. So you could probably get from just normal to where I am, if you were really focused, you motivated, you made good decisions, probably 2 to 3 years. That's what I would say. But the journey is the destination. You have to fall in love with doing it yourself. Crossbow, what's up? I don't know why you're calling me daddy, but fine, that's cool. We don't need to hear you anywhere. We're only here for your muscles. God damn it, Westifer. Still kind of low. Sounds like it's on your end. I don't want to blast people's ears out who have headphones. But yeah, I've been lifting for 15 years. But don't let that discourage you, right? Again, I've been making lots and lots of mistakes for 15 years. It was just a little joke. Oh, I got you. Cool. You're just far from the mic. The mic is right on the edge of the desk. Man, I can't. If I moved it any further, it would fall off. It's better when you get closer. Okay, well, this is about as close as I can get without, doing this, just being right over it. I'm not trying to make ASMR content. So, okay. If your speakers are at max, you may want to type in, or you may want to see if it's your app volume or something like that. Whatever. I'll tune it up just a bit more. But if it's too loud, people tell me. All right. Let's go. How's that? Is that a little bit too much? Not enough? It's always so hard to tell when it comes to audio. Some people say it's too loud. Some people say it's too quiet. You never quite get a perfect mix. Anyway, you sound fine. All right. It feels great to go. I like the small changes. Beer buddies don't understand why I keep telling them to fuck off so much now. Well, right. One of the mistakes I made in college, if you can call it that, is I drank lots of beer. And I love beer, but it's like the worst thing you can put in your body in terms of, like, if you want to actually look fucking good, you got to cut it. Not all the way, but drastically cut your intake. And most importantly, do not consume any alcohol within 6 hours of your workout. Your liver is very good at what it does, but, and this is the most important thing, your liver can only do one thing. It can do it really well, but it can only do one thing. So what does that mean? Well, what it means is that if your liver is busy processing alcohol, it can't process the protein your muscles need to rebuild themselves and get stronger. So if you have just worked out and then you celebrate it with a beer or a shot of whiskey, what you've done is waste your time. Don't do that. Beer is wonderful, but just, drink beer on your off days, or wine, or liquor, or whatever your fancy is. I like booze too, and I still drink. I'm not saying you can't, you don't have to be bone dry sober to enjoy all of that. Lamar got a 5-year 260 mil with 152 mil guaranteed by Baltimore?
Yes. For Ravens captain.
Wow. He got paid. I think that's selfish on Lamar's part. The reason why is, says the guy named Beer Battered Egg. Yeah, I drink beer too. I'm not saying you can't, but like, I can't change biological fact, my guys. I can't. I wish I could make beer better for you than it is. Frankly, even non-alcoholic beer is a lot better, but it's still straight carbs, really, because it's just, it's liquid bread. I could see myself switching to non-alcoholic beer. If they made better non-alcoholic beers, I'd consider switching. I don't need the alcohol. I just like the way beer tastes. Anyway, yeah, if you're only eating grilled chicken and broccoli, there are better ways to diversify what you're eating while still maintaining low cost and hitting your macros. And if you really want to see that, I've got some really great tools on my diet channel on my Discord. One of them is called a protein cost comparator. It's pinned on my diet channel. And what it offers you is a list of common proteins, prices for what they are in my area. You can rewrite the prices to whatever they are, go down to your local Piggly Wiggly or whatever. And it'll give you a ratio of protein to calories, and it'll red to green scale it, green being good, red being not as good. And then it will do the same thing, protein per cost, green being good, red being not good. So obviously, for instance, if you took canned chicken's very convenient, but it's not going to be as good as, buying chicken legs, for instance, or wholesale chicken breasts, stuff like that. What other questions did we get? I think someone was asking me, had asked me about retiring early. Earlier, I can talk about that if that's something y'all want to hear. Before I go any further than that, I want to make sure I actually read that properly. All right, Westifer, good to see you. Cheers. There's a Sam Adams non-alcoholic IPA brew. Half your audience is asking what is a Piggly Wiggly. Like Kroger or Meijer, or Meier's the Midwest. Winco, if you're out on the West Coast, or Vons. Grocery store. Piggly Wiggly's in the South, and also in parts of the Midwest. Here we have KJ's is our branch of IGA. I'll usually go to Aldi for most of my goods, Costco for some bulk items. Costco's a double-edged sword, though. You can easily go in there and make impulse purchases that are terrible for your wallet and bad for your gut. Aldi is generally my go-to. And then KJ's is just nice because it's close, and sometimes they have incredible sales on meat. The last time I went to KJ's, this is a while back, I got a deal on 20 pounds of chicken leg quarters for $10. That's 50 cents a pound. Now, obviously, you're not going to see that. Hey Dodge, Big Red Fro asks, what time is the dumpster fire draft live reaction?
8 o'clock, same as the time that the draft starts.
8 o'clock apparently. Shit, if they were on Twitch, I'd rate them.
They're on the tube.
That's okay. I'll raid one of the other fitness streamers and just post their link in here. I'll post it in the Discord or something. I like Tree and 5. They're cool. I'm actually going to go hang out with Tree and 5 in North Carolina in June. Which, by the way, Big Red, if you ever want to make the trek over the Appalachians, you'll have your shot there. They're going to be doing the baseball game again in Burlington, which is kind of in the center of North Carolina. So you'd have to probably go over into Virginia first, or West Virginia, go through like Beckley and then Blacksburg, Glax. Avoid I-40. I-40 is perfectly fine in Tennessee, and the second you hit the North Carolina border, it becomes absolute, complete, and total ass. I have strong words for the North Carolina Department of Transportation. Fucking fix Interstate 40 already. It is not sensible to have one of the major cross-Appalachian highways go down to one lane going uphill all the way to the Tennessee state line. And then it goes back to 2 lanes, and it's perfectly fine. Where the coats are made. I think Burlington Coat Factory is originally Burlington, Vermont. Could be wrong about that. Buddy's actually in North Carolina right now. I got lots of buddies in North Carolina. Some around Chapel Hill, Raleigh, Cary, Charlotte. North Carolina's fine. Actually, North Carolina's really good. I did a tier list ranking of the states not too long ago, and North Carolina's been steadily rising up my list. But I will say South Carolina's better. This is the best Carolina. And I think people are starting to realize just how great, really an underrated gem this state is. South Carolina kicks ass. I mean, the cost of living here is dirt cheap. People are friendly. The barbecue is almost as good as Texas. I would say the second best barbecue of any state in the country is South Carolina. Again, people are friendly. Cost of living's low. The weather's really pretty good. It's, hot and humid in the summer, but it's the South. Of course it's hot and humid in the summer. Compared to Texas, though, it's a breeze. The beaches are incredible. For where I'm at, it's 2 hours to the beaches, 2 hours to the mountains, 2.5 to Atlanta if you wanted to go experience a litter-strewn, trashy city for some reason. Hour and a half to Columbia, which is much more fun than Atlanta, if you ask me. Athens isn't far. Clemson isn't far. It's nice. A quarter of my family lives in the upstate part of South Carolina. Atlanta could be an amazing city, and it isn't, because poor decisions and NIMBYism have crippled Atlanta's ability to grow. The problem with Atlanta is that you have zoning laws that basically allow for only sky rises, which is, like high-rise, corporate buildings downtown, or single-family homes. There's almost nothing in between. And as a result, it feels like Atlanta is more an agglomeration of like 15 different suburbs than one cohesive city. And it's a pity because Atlanta could be so much better. But they've just made poor decisions over the years. The city has made poor decisions over the years. There's a little joint here that puts Utah #1 for barbecue. Famous Dave's. I think this person's trolling. I'm not going to dignify that with a response. Greenwood and Don't Tell Dodger, they're Clemson fans. I mean, I'm going to read shit off the chat. Greenwood's a nice little town. That's not bad. It's all Greenwood's as you're heading up towards like Simpsonville, Greenville, Spartanburg from, Edgefield or Saluda. It's a nice area. Greenwood's nice. There is really no part of the state of South Carolina that I haven't absolutely loved. The upstate's nice. It's a little bit cooler in the summer. You get to go hiking in the mountains a little bit more. Loads of good lakes. The Midlands are really great, which is where I live. You got the Sand Hills. You've got Augusta just across the border, which is a beautiful town. Aiken, which is admittedly bougie, but still kind of fun. You've got Columbia, which is such an underrated city. The problem I have with Columbia is that whatever people the state has put in charge of Columbia's civil engineering and, more importantly, traffic engineering needs to be hit over the head with a pipe wrench repeatedly until they figure out just one more lane, bro, isn't going to fix traffic on game day. You need something denser. Stop trying to cram everybody onto Rosewood and George Rogers. It doesn't fucking work. Mad's a Chad Blueberry GTT. Not a Chad yet. I'm working on it. I appreciate that. Lots of good lays. Now, Columbia's a great town. Myrtle is okay. Myrtle is great when it's not in season. Unfortunately, in season, it's more Myrtle Beach, Ohio, and less Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I don't need to see all your Buckeyes bullshit every single time I try to go to the Grand Strand. Tone it down a little bit. I get it. Ohio is a very depressing place to live. But maybe don't rep your really depressing place to live when you come down to our much nicer place to live. Okay? Launch pending. Welcome on in. Dodger troll. Oh, no. Dodger agrees with me on this one. She gets just as tired of seeing Buckeye bullshit when we go to the Grand Strand.
Bullshit too. Fucking New York drivers.
Oh my God, that's the one. I will say, and this is credit where it's due to Ohio. Ohioans made good on the promise. The promise is we here in South Carolina and in the neighboring state of Georgia, we give the city of Augusta freely to all the Yankees who want to come down and enjoy the Masters. However, during that weekend, you stay the fuck away from South Carolina and Georgia beaches. That is time for us locals to enjoy them without getting bothered by your bullshit. Okay? Okay. Ohioans respected this. Michiganders respected this. Pennsylvanians respected this. New Jersey respected this. Even the massholes respected this. New Yorkers. All right, motherfuckers. Where do y'all get off? Where the fuck? I'm going to have to rant a little bit about this. Where the fuck do y'all get off thinking you can just dominate the Masters, block traffic, and drive like assholes there, and then also do the same thing on the same weekend in Myrtle Beach, okay? New York. All right, you gave the world some incredible pizza. The Statue of Liberty is gorgeous. I've never been to your city, but I hear Staten Island's really nice. Even Buffalo's amazing. But one weekend without your bullshit Yankee nonsense is all we're asking for here. One weekend. Even the massholes could give us one weekend. Don't tell me you're going to sit here and you're going to get outdone by a bunch of fucking massholes in New Jersey residents. Come on, New York. You're better than that. Yeah. Because New York City, okay, I've never been to New York City, but I will say there's a shit ton of New York City that I really admire. Central Park was a stroke of genius. I mean, the idea of having a giant... Central Park is the lungs of New York City, basically having a giant green space within your most valuable amount of land that anyone can visit, and that keeps the city breathing. It keeps the air from being stagnant. It's brilliant. The subway system in New York is the best in the United States. Again, you can get food anywhere there. Now, rents are extremely high in New York, but they're nowhere near as bad as San Francisco because New York is densified properly. There's tons and tons of great things I could say about New York. But for the love of God, just for one weekend, leave Myrtle Beach alone. Just for one weekend. That's all we're asking. I've been in New York City, nice town, but holy hell, Yankees suck. As a Nationals fan, I know I'm supposed to hate the Mets, but they're more just a comedy act to me. They're the best comedy act New York City has ever produced, by all means. Old Dirty Myrtle, yeah. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. You guys get Myrtle 51 weekends a year. On Masters weekend, leave it the fuck alone. All right? All right. Launch pending. Thank you very much for the first time chat. Same with you, Blueberry GTT. I think I'm not asking for too much. You guys get it for 51 weeks a year. And then on the weekend, right, that we're asking for it, you guys get the entire city of Augusta, all right? The world's greatest golf tournament is yours to enjoy. The traditions, everything, the presentation, the attention to detail, the amazing concessions. You can get a pimento cheese sandwich for $1.50 or $2 within the Masters. Where the fuck can you get concessions like that anywhere else? The Masters is very special. And I hate golf, but I love the Masters because of what it does to the local economy. And again, Yankees, you guys get it. It's all yours. But for the love of God, leave Myrtle alone. Leave Hilton Head alone. Leave Folly Island alone. Leave the beaches alone for one weekend a year. All right. Who's that girl? I guess I'll have a chance to introduce herself. This is my roommate, Dodger of Zion. She is, well, as you can see, a Philadelphia Eagles fan from South Jersey. So, Kareem, I believe you're in chat as a New Yorker. You can insert whatever insult you'd like here. Because I know New Yorkers already look down on people from Jersey, but I know they have even less respect for people from South Jersey, which I don't understand, because South Jersey, at least, you have some really fucking good Italian food there. You know, when you're not getting stabbed or shot. But, you know, look, you have Camden. You can't really argue
Camden
this
isn't
one.
everywhere.
When people think of South Jersey, they think of Atlantic City, where you get shot or stabbed. I like Atlantic City, but it's not exactly a safe place. Camden, where you will definitely get shot or stabbed. And the Jersey Shore, which I don't think you want to hang your rep on that one either. Anyway.
Big Red, to answer your question,
But
no.
Anyway, as far as Dodge is concerned, yeah, she originally came from Jersey. Has been wanting to she wanted to change of pace, a couple years ago. We've been really good friends for a long time, and so, I bought this house. It's a 3-bed, 1-bath. I don't need all that space to myself as a single person. And so I invited her down. She pays cheap rent. She got a job at the local town, and it's a win-win for both of us. As a result, right, she gets cheaper rent than she'd get anywhere else, and I have negative housing costs when you factor in equity. New York and New Jersey always give each other. Jon Stewart told me Camden bad. Jon Stewart used to be a lot funnier than he is now. Jon Stewart believes Central Jersey is a thing, and I'm still not convinced it is.
It is. It absolutely is a thing.
I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical.
Also, I used to go to Camden for jury duty. Need I say more?
I've been in some shitty places in the United States. The second ward of Houston, not a place you want to spend a ton of time. I lived in the third ward for a while. This is a while back. That was during an internship where I couldn't afford to live anywhere nicer. But yeah, I'll hard pass on Camden. It's a shame, because it could be a really great lower cost alternative to Philadelphia, but people just don't seem to want to touch it with a 10-foot pole. Anyway, Itchy Nurse, great to see you. Welcome in. It seems like we've got a ton of new people in here. I always love to see it. Pepper me with questions, y'all. I love talking, doing all of this with you guys. It's a lot of fun. I am going to do a little bit of stretching. Howdy, Toby. Welcome on in. Just have to put up with the Flyers. Oh, God, I love the Flyers. They are the gift of the Metro. You have to play in this beat-em-up division where every team is super competitive. You'll even get punched in the mouth by the fucking Blue Jackets 3 times a year. And then you have the gong show that's the Flyers. And look, apart from Vancouver, there is not a more mismanaged team in the NHL right now. And you can't argue that. I'm sorry, the Flyers are a dumpster fire right now. Yeah, you have the Eagles, who are a very good football team, and probably better managed than anyone else, but the Flyers are fucking trash.
At least we're not the Penguins.
Oh my God, I love that so much. The Penguins bought at the deadline and missed the playoffs. Hell yeah.
Fuck the Pens.
Fuck the Pens. Big Red Fro. Don't you put that juju on me yet, Ricky Bobby. Not believing it until the papers are signed and he has officially been booted the fuck out of that building. All right? Don't jinx me. Itchy Nurse, do you work full-time, and what is your full-time job? Yes, I do. This is my side hobby for now, although if you see right here, I'm not going to need that full-time job for more than 2 years. 2 more years, I should say. I work in the nuclear industry in rural South Carolina. You can put 2 and 2 together and figure out what I do. I can't really give you a lot of specifics. Yeah. Capro, what are your ideal physical proportions? Are you talking about for myself, or are you talking about for a partner? Toby, you might not remember me. I will be honest, I'm pretty bad with names, so if I don't, I do apologize. You are back in here. Clearly, you got the little icon next to you, so you've been here in the past. It's just I think it's been a minute. You can jog my memory. Yes, for me, my own proportions. Okay, so I guess long term, right? Let's talk about this. So I'm looking to cut. I will say the lighting in here is absolute fucking ass right now. I need to just do it and get a ring light like right behind camera. So that way, when I do that, I can just keep this light off. It's going to be amazing. That's going to be awesome. Anyway, please God, Titans, do not draft Will Levis. Good luck. For my own proportions, so I'm going to start this off with where I was. I was at, before I started really getting serious about my macros, I was at about 225 to 230 pounds and about 19% body fat, 19 and a half. These days, I'm somewhere between 12 and 13 and about 215 pounds. Long term, I think my max sustainable is going to be, talk to Acro about lighting. His shit is on point. Well, I know what I need to have. What I need to have is a light source behind the camera, so that way the light is pointing onto my body. Unfortunately, right now, the only light source I have available is behind me, which means everything in front is my shadow. The only Interstellar, welcome. Thank you very much. So my own proportions, what I'm hoping for long term, okay. The practical answer is probably around 225 pounds and 12% body fat. So more or less a little bit leaner than I am now, and 10 more pounds of muscle should do it. I'd like to be able to like rep 315 with confidence, like just sets of 12, sets of 15, no problems on squat. Repping 315 maybe 4 to 5 times on bench would be pretty cool. Maybe rep 405 on deadlift. Anyway. As far as more ideally, and there's a limit, there's a natural limit everyone has before you can take gear. And I'm natty. I don't do steroids. I don't judge the people who do. But like if I really pushed myself to that limit of natty, I'm guessing it'd probably be around maybe 13 to 14% body fat and 250 pounds, 255 pounds. Probably would see my chest kind of come out to about here. A lot more muscle mass up top, a lot more muscle mass in the legs. Gear would make me a monster, yeah, but I don't. Gear is expensive, and what would I use that extra muscle for? Functionally, it's not all that helpful. Anyway, Toby got the cerebral palsy. Mentioned to you that I'm usually train upper body because I'm wheelchair bound. I remember you now. My bad, man. Yeah, it's been a while. How you been? Welcome back. Okay, only Interstellar. I see you. I'm doing pretty well. Just enjoyed. I had my pole workout in the garage. I made a big old pot of chili. If you guys want to take a look at that, just let me know, and I'll show you guys what I made. Well, you can bring it over here, Dodge, if you want to show them. Shirtless and looking hot, I see. I appreciate that. Itchy Nurse, that was, I knew someone had asked this, and I wasn't sure. I think I missed it because I had the dog outside. How old am I now, and did you reach financial independence? I'm currently 27, okay? And I will reach financial independence. I have not yet. I will my goal is, it was originally the day before I turned 30. We've since upped that a bit because of y'all's contributions and, a little bit of overtime money here and there. Right now, the goal is, the time is May 1st, 2025. I will be financially independent. In other words, the money I can make from passive income sources or investments will cover all of my expenses. How did I do this? The simple answer is live way, way, way below your means. This means moving to a low cost of living area unless you can make $300,000 to $400,000 a year, which most people, myself included, can't do. All right, I'll show you guys the chili. Dodge, have you got your bowl ready?
I do.
All right, why don't you bring it over here? Only Interstellar, thank you very much for the follow. Chili and hot dogs, love that. Well, Dodger has become infatuated with the Ohio way of doing it, which is putting it over noodles, so whatever. There you go. Hang on. Well, if you're gonna...
Yep, that's
There you go.
eggs chili, some bucatini, which picks up the sauce really well, and some mozzarella cheese because I don't have the mixed cheddar that I usually put on it.
Anyway. I'm going to have that, but without the cheese or pasta because I'm on a cut cycle. Dude, bulk cycling kicks so much ass. when I was bulk cycling the last time during super squats, I was drinking almost a gallon of milk a day, and I love that. I miss that so much. Is she your sister? No. We're just really good friends. She is not my sister. we're just, again, we're really good friends, and yeah, it's been fun having her down here. I've helped give her sort of a fresh start she'd been looking for, and she's, I think, enjoying life down here a whole lot. 24/7 bulk, I wish. Now, if I did that, I would get to 20-25% body fat. I'd be fucking strong. Like, I'd be strong as an ox, but I wouldn't have any definition, and that's no fun either. Anyway, as far as financially independent, yeah, I have not reached it yet, but 734 days right now is the goal. On a money level, I'm about 2/3 of the way there. It fluctuates on any given day. Haven't quite hit 70% yet. Moving on. What do we got here? When do you expect to hit partner? I don't. I don't stream at the right hours. I don't follow my metrics closely enough, and I'm not connected enough to expect to hit partner yet. My goal for this year is I'd like to be at, like, maybe, it'd be really cool if I could hit 2,000 followers by the end of the year. I think we're somewhere around 1,300, maybe 1,250. If I really wanted to push to hit partner, I'd probably need to be 4,000 or 5,000 followers, or something like that. Or I'd need to have a much more dedicated audience, which is why I'm trying to build out the Discord, because in the Discord we have the ping roll, and you can get pinged, and it'll immediately tell you, hey, I'm streaming now, and that helps people kind of become regulars. So if you're a regular, I do really thank you for that. I love the people who come in and chat and talk. It makes it so much more fun. Chili and hot dogs is, dude, I love a good chili dog. But again, I can't. The macros on hot dogs and on buns are garbage. So I just got to stick with the plain chili tonight. Okay, am I investing primarily in shares, focusing on dividend investing? In general, I prefer index funds. I'm a boglehead. I do a little bit of investing on my own, just not normally like my... I do like dividend stocks to an extent, but you know, I've got some dividend funds. I think VYM is one I'm invested in. I'm a Vanguard guy, by the way. So as far as investing is concerned, I'm generally, you know, I would say 75 to 80% of your net worth you should put into mostly index funds. Throw maybe another 10% in for bonds. Then your other 10% you can play with. You can make that your investment play money if that's something you like doing, which I do. Am I like working out right now? I was. You missed the workout. I had been working out before you had shown up. I will be live again doing my leg day tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern if that's something you'd like to come and check out. The way my streams usually go is I will work out. We'll have our workout together. I'll come inside. I'll knock down protein. I'll usually do some push-ups or abs or stretching, and we'll have our Q&A, which is what we're doing right now. Howdy, Brussels sprout. Welcome on in. Bama Zaddy, I had salmon and some cauliflower tonight. Switched it up. Good. Investing is fun, stressful as fuck. Doesn't have to be if you're passive about it. If you go with like VTI, just, you know, throw dollar cost average every month. You get a paycheck, throw a chunk of it into VTI, and forget about it. So that's how I normally do it. Let me do a little, speaking of stretching, let me go ahead and do a little bit of that and then continue asking questions. This is fantastic. I'm loving how active the chat is today. I feel like y'all are definitely giving me lots of stuff to talk about. Broke student here, but I want to get started even if you're small. Absolutely, my guy. So what are you majoring in? Start with a toe touch. Oh, okay. That's a lot stiffer than I thought it was. Okay. Hacha. Oh, it's not bad. How much money is enough for investing? I have like 35K saved up. Shobi, thank you very much for the first time chat. Dude, you have way more than enough to start up. I think you can start a Vanguard account with as little as $1,000. So I would go for that. Oh my God, it's big. No comment. I know what y'all are talking about, and that's okay. Just, you know, don't get too explicit about it. Your floor, I mean. Yes, my floor. business management specifically. I just want a realistic degree to get a job. I'm a mechanical engineer, and I chose it more or less entirely for economic reasons. It was a good choice. I can talk about sort of my history. I can say a little bit more about what I have done. You can probably figure out what it is I do, but there's a limit to what I can do. I will talk about my salary if y'all want to know about that. Pretty open. Oh God, fuck. Oh, that's so freaking tight. And sumo. I just want high pay and moderate stress. I get that. Please tell us about any salary. Absolutely. So, as you can see from the flag back there, and I have my ring. I just don't. It's in my bedroom. That was really tight. I need to do more stretching. I currently make, for my day job, right? So as a mechanical engineer at Texas A&M, I graduated with a mechanical engineering degree. A&M's a pretty good mechanical engineering program in general. I graduated and started out making, I believe, $66,000 out of college, which is actually below average for what A&M mechanical engineering for class of 17 was. I think the average was 72, 73. But then again, that's skewed upwards by the oil and gas industry, which, yeah, it's A&M. What did you expect? I was working for a defense contractor in a little town called Greenville, Texas. I was making 66 for the first year, 68 for the second. Got a pay bump to 75 for the third. Transferred to my current job here in South Carolina. 77, I believe, because it was 77, but South Carolina's got income taxes, so I was actually taking home less. And then I got a huge pay bump last year because inflation was hitting hard and the site was losing shit tons of young engineers. And they're like, okay, we get it. We got to pay something closer to market rate. So these days, my salary is now just a tick under 98. So I'm making good money now, but it's not that unreasonable to think you could make that kind of money. I'm now 6 years out of college in mechanical engineering. So smart and big poppy less combo. So monthly, I believe that breaks down to roughly $8,176 per month, I think, something like that. Somewhere between $8,100 and $8,200 a month. I'm Danny. Nice to meet you. Cheers. Hey, and if you're really liking this, you guys, for those of you who are new to chat, please come join my Discord. I'd love to have more active people there. I kind of want to turn that into a much more vibrant community. So check that out. You're going to like it. There's tons and tons of advice there too. If you like what I got to say on Twitch, you're really going to like the Discord because I kind of show in greater depth the method to my madness here, why I'm going to be able to retire at age 29, what I've done to get there, and how I've sort of built that up. And I made mistakes along the way, but I've also made a lot of really good decisions, and the dividends of that are starting to really snowball and pay off. I'm at the right. Here's the real secret sauce, though. 98, again, for a mechanical engineer, 6 years out of college is pretty good. You got to remember, right, working in the nuclear industry, I'm trusted to do certain things that other people are not. And as a result, to work in the nuclear industry, you need to be of a certain, the feds need to trust you, basically. They do with me, and I would never compromise any classified information. That would be absolutely not. But where I'm going with this is that because the nuclear field requires security concerns, it's naturally going to have a lower supply for labor. And when the supply of something is lower, but the demand remains the same, the prices go up. In other words, if the supply of labor is low in a given field or a given niche, and the demand is high, wages will be high. That's the reason a lot of coding jobs through the 2010s in Silicon Valley were extremely well paid because there was so much demand and there wasn't enough supply. That's also why a lot of the big tech industries were lobbying Congress for H-1B visas, because they can hire cheap Indian and Vietnamese and Chinese labor to come over and do it for them and pay peanuts. Sent you a friend request. Is it a risky job given your exposure to radiation on a daily basis? I'm actually not exposed to radiation on a daily basis. This is a common misconception. I'm not an operator. I am an engineer. There is a very big difference. However, all of our operators at site, first off, safety is, okay, the United States is the gold standard for nuclear safety in the world. Any other country will say as much. Now, it does mean we often go over budget on nuclear projects because I think we take safety to an almost unhealthy level or a bit of a ridiculous level sometimes. I can give you concrete examples if you'd like to know. But what this means is everyone who is a rad worker, if you're working around any radioactive material, you will have a dosimeter on, and there are federally listed levels for radiation. And once you hit that radiation, you're done for the year. All right? These levels for radiation are less a lot of the time than commercial airline pilots get. Every time you fly a commercial airplane, because you're up so high in the atmosphere and it's much thinner up there, you're actually getting a fair amount of solar and cosmic radiation at a much more intense level than you would if you were on the ground. There are plenty of other things that are extraordinarily radioactive that are not measured nearly as much. A really big one that people don't like to talk about because it's inconvenient a lot of the time for certain powers that be is coal-fired power plants. Coal power plants are allowed to dump fly ash and other coal byproducts into the open pretty much. And it's funny, a lot of coal byproducts contain radioactive elements, including cadmium and, yes, uranium. So get this, you actually get several times more radiation living within 50 miles of a coal plant than 50 miles of a nuclear plant. I'm generally difficult to get time with. My friend become Border Patrol. I was basically hunted down by an agent to have an interview about my friend. Yep, I've been through that process. Security clearances are a bitch. But there's a reason they do that, and they gotta know. So definitely the government will find out what they not want to know about you if they want to. That's sort of the thing. The feds know who I am, but I provide them with reliable labor at a rate they and I have agreed to, and again, okay, you want to try and replace me with cheap Indian labor? Oh, that's right, you can't. Because I have a clearance and they can't get one. They're not American citizens. So I do not get exposed to radiation at all on my job. There are some parts of where I work on that site where there are radioactive materials, and those materials are contained. So just to give you an idea of how radioactive waste is stored in the United States, typically, and this is public information, it's stored in what is called a dry cask. What that means is I can't give you the details, but radioactive material, be it from a power plant or be it from a military application, use your brain, you can figure out what a military application of something radioactive might be. Those two items are usually, first off, allowed to begin the process of decay in a pool of water. Because water is an excellent way to allow radiation to dissipate without affecting anybody. In fact, because we haven't built a commercial nuclear waste repository, even though we've said we should have been doing it since the 1980s, and you can thank Harry Reid and the Democrats for that. I'm a centrist politically, by the way, but I will call out the left on their bullshit when it comes to nuclear energy because they're the world's biggest hypocrites. Anyway, humdrum Singaporean, hope you have an amazing and splendid stream ahead. Gotta go now. Sorry. Hey, thanks for stopping in. If you like what I'm doing, man, no, don't apologize. I'm just happy you came out and showed up. Anyway, as far as the waste, a lot of time nuclear waste will be stored on site at a power plant. In fact, in the United States, this is the normal way it's done. It's normally stored for years, really. It's 7:26 a.m. in Singapore right now. That means you got to get to work. Go get it, my guy. Good luck. But it's stored on site, on plant, in pools of water, and it's perfectly fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's not really threatening anyone. Now, longer term storage, it'll usually be put within a very robust metal container. And then within that, it'll be put in a cask. And that cask is usually made of material that absorbs radiation, typically concrete or even lead. And then these casks are tested. So one of the tests that is done for radioactive containers, it's not like the fucking Simpsons where they put it in a thin metal barrel and it's got green goo and you can see it glowing. No, that's not how that works. It's in a giant concrete cask, and they will test that cask by hoisting it up 50 feet up with a crane and dropping it, right? These fuckers are really, 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 really good at not cracking, not becoming open. Because the idea is, once you put it in there, you want to be able to hold that thing and let it just be. The goal is for millennia, right? For thousands of years. Well, to do that, you need to overbuild the fuck out of it. And we've done that. So, where I'm going with this is, people get very scared of nuclear byproducts, particularly nuclear waste. And of all the things to be scared about right now in terms of health costs, it's so far down the list. And people around here in my local little town will say, well, you know, so-and-so got cancer. Do you think it was because of the local site? I'm like, okay. South Carolina has an obesity rate of almost 40%. South Carolina is one of the heaviest smoking states in the country. South Carolina drinks a fair amount. It's probably one of those three things that caused the cancer, not radiation enclosed within a cask, enclosed within a giant facility, enclosed within a site that is, by landmass, the size of Washington, D.C., 20 miles from here. All right? Okay, we've been through the nuclear waste rant. That one, it bothers me because this is one where the public is largely ignorant. And unfortunately, the perception of nuclear waste and nuclear power has been poisoned in the United States ever since 1989 because I'm at fucking graining. Most people think, oh yeah, nuclear power, just like Homer and The Simpsons. No one as idiotic as Homer would be allowed within 100 feet of a nuclear reactor. Oh, and if you're worried about terrorism, if you attempted to get on site without permission, you'd get shot. And then if you tried to get to where the waste is actually contained, you'd get shot a second time. It's not going to happen. All right? Look, we've been doing nuclear stuff in this country since 1938 when Chicago Pile 1 came online. In the military sense, we've been doing it since, well, the Manhattan Project, right? The site that I work at has been out there since 1950. We know what we're doing when it comes to keeping this stuff secured, in general, at least on the sites. So there's my nuclear waste rant. Anyway, no, I'm not. In other words, I'll put it to you this way. I put myself in a lot more danger every day driving to and from my work than I do by being within a semi-close proximity of nuclear waste. There. In fact, that's a crazy one. The amount of damage the automobile has done to the collective health of the American populace is so understated. People don't understand. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do a little bit more stretching. People don't understand just how bad cars have fucked us up. All right? From about 1920 to 1972, 50 years, okay? We were putting lead in gasoline. Lead is a known neurotoxin. We knew it was a neurotoxin in the 20s, but tetraethyl lead, which was the additive put in gasoline, made older engines in those days run well. It was an anti-knock agent. Unfortunately, all of that lead, right, that was getting combusted in these older internal combustion engines with no pollution control, because the first pollution control really didn't start showing up in the United States in cars until the 1970s. All of those old engines blasting lead everywhere spewing neurotoxins to everyone means the generation, the silent generation, the baby boom generation, and the first half of Gen X was exposed to way more lead levels than we were. Has this had an adverse effect on them? Undoubtedly. Absolutely. Yes. It has to have. It's just how, again, it's just science. Another example of this. Car accidents. Cars are deadly, okay? Cars kill thousands of people every year. What's even more shocking is the amount of children that get killed by their own parents every year because parents go and buy these ridiculous, stupid trucks and SUVs that have such a high belt line that when you get inside them, you're trying to get out of your driveway, your kid is not visible to you. They get run over. They get killed. Happens every year. Another great one. The amount of environmental damage done to our lungs. We're talking asthma, lung cancer, and emphysema from places usually poorer, which also usually has a racial element to it because of how cities were designed and zoned in the 1940s and 50s. You know, it's usually black or Hispanic areas. Air pollution from all those highways, all those internal combustion engines going by, all that tire dust, all that brake dust. That is not shit our lungs are meant to breathe in. Again, I'm being so negative about this, but the point here is that cars have a shit ton of downsides that we as a country are very keen to overlook because we like them. And cars are fantastic. I think they're really cool, but they do a lot more damage than we understand, than we believe they do. And driving a car is, unless you're a chain smoker, driving a car is probably the single most dangerous thing you do every single day. It's that simple. The other thing, cars, because we've decided to build almost all of our society here in the United States around the automobile, we have made everybody subconsciously very sedentary because nobody walks anywhere. I try to make it a habit. Like if I want to go up to the Dollar General, I try to walk because I'd rather burn my own ass than burn gasoline, which I have to pay for. Right? That's just frugality, right? But because all of us make our lives as car dependent as possible in this country, again, New York City being a very good exception to this rule. You could not exist here in Alabama without a car. For the most part, no. Unfortunately, much of the Deep South has this problem worse than anywhere else. In particular, I'd say the worst state about it is probably either Texas or Arizona, which Arizona blows my mind because you chose a car, which means you're driving on asphalt, a material that in your Arizona summers gets so hot it actually liquefies, which is great. Yeah, that was definitely the ideal choice for building your city out of. Anyway. But because we choose cars, we're very sedentary, especially even just compared to how we were 50, 60, 70 years ago. We are sedentary. We do not walk as much as the Europeans or the Asians do. And shocker, our obesity rates are a lot higher. And guess what? All those obesity is linked to dozens of early life-ending diseases: cancer, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, diabetes, heart failure, liver failure, kidney failure. The list goes on and on. You're more likely to break bones. You're more likely to have osteoporosis. You're more likely to have ligament injuries. You're more likely to have torn muscles because you haven't been training them because you're obese or because you're sedentary. Just loads and loads and loads and loads of problems because we, genetically, we move very slowly, evolution-wise, right? So what we do is we're putting our hunter-gatherer selves, people who are running 7, 8, 9, 10 plus miles a day to hunt down an animal and feast on it, in a situation where we sit and we do nothing. We sit in an office, we sit at a chair 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours a day. We drive home and then we watch TV. We don't do anything. And that's partially why, I'm trying to do this actually. One of my biggest goals for this channel is to try and help you guys make the best decisions you can. And that's why I'm so thankful that all of y'all come in and follow and talk every day. And thank you very much, Shobi, for the follow. I do appreciate that. Let me do a little bit more stretching. We'll continue talking. Texas for sure. We measure in time it takes to get to the next city. I used to live in Texas. Absolutely. Absolutely. My entire car will be electric, but not entirely sure how much better that is for the environment, though. If you buy it used, it's much, much, much better. If you buy it new, it's still a ton better. There's a lot of misinformation about electric cars, but the simple answer is it's mostly bunk. Unless you're buying that new electric Hummer, which is stupid. I mean, that is an objectively idiotic vehicle to buy. Unless you're buying that, an electric car is definitely a better step than an internal combustion engine car. Now, your best bet is cycling in public transit, but I get that in the United States it's not particularly feasible. E-bikes are a really great solution. You have so much knowledge about so many things. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm an engineer. This is just, I like, the reason I think I have a lot of information and knowledge I like to talk to you guys about is because I read. That's something I recommend too. Read a lot, read often, read about shit that's interesting to you, and develop a habit of being thirsty for more knowledge and more information. You'd be amazed at how all that reading and learning and constantly doing that produces little serendipities in your life where you can apply skills from one area into another. And that brings me to the idea of being a Renaissance man, which is a huge part of what I'm preaching here. So let's do a few more stretches. Stretch out the back a little bit. Do cat and cow. This is cow. Oh, and cat. Thank you very much for the follow. I think that's another one. Let's do another cow. And what this is doing, this is just stretching the spine out and the muscles around it, getting it nice and loose. Do a downward dog. Oh yeah. Child's pose. Cobra pose. Ooh, easy. Thank you very much for the follow. And, ooh, wow, Bamazatti, thank you very much for the subscription. I do appreciate that. Oh, all right. Back to cat. And back up. We'll do upper body stretching now. Is that an Xbox Series X there on the floor? No, this is actually a, this is an old internet router, which got a return. Something my roommate was supposed to do, but she'll get to it. Thank you very much for following, Krabby Legs. I appreciate that. Bamazatti says, also eating every 2 to 3 hours is not how your body wants to work. Typically, no. If you find that you're one of the people that likes eating lots and lots of small meals, good, more power to you. I can't do that. Damn, I think I'm the only dude with the Series X sometimes. I don't do a ton of gaming. My roommate's got a couple consoles, and like occasionally I'll pop up on her stream. In fact, I'm gonna give her a shout out. Sometimes I'll show up on her channel in the background and just screw around. So if you like what my roommate does, go give her a look-see. She'll play Jackbox. She'll do GameCube games, NES games, all sorts of stuff like that. No, I'd rather fast all day if that means I get one meal I really want. Couldn't agree with you more. There's an all-you-can-eat barbecue place up in New Ellington, not too far from where I live. And I'm basically giving myself my location away, but hey, shall not be infringed. That's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, there's a barbecue restaurant up there, and it's all you can eat, and it's fucking amazing. And so what I did on Tuesday was just eat really light, run a very big caloric deficit, and then just, embrace it. Eat whatever. I ate just a metric ass ton of pulled pork, and it was great. You got to do stuff like that. So yeah, Krabby Legs, thank you very much for the follow. Bamazatti, thank you very much for the sub. Bamazatti says, our entertainment is all on screens now, not outside or active, especially kids. It is, and it's a crying shame. But, for me, the trouble for me is I don't have just don't have that much free time between doing this, between lifting. I will lift Mondays and Tuesdays. I tend to lift on site because I need a little bit more private lifting, and I've got some other guys up there who are like into lifting weights like I am, and we talk, and it's kind of a good way for me to hang out with a social circle. But between that and then all the housework I have to do, y'all, there are some benefits to renting over owning. You have to put a lot of sweat equity in if you don't want your house to go to shit, and there's just not much you can do about that. But as far as activities concerned, when I do have free time, I usually like to go out for a hike. I've got some really great hiking areas around me, and unless you live in, there's very few areas where you can't find places to go outside and hike. It's a free activity pretty much, as long as you have a decent pair of shoes. Hell, there are some people who argue you don't even need that, but that's a bit too primitive for me. I like shoes. I like having a pair of shoes. I'm not a shoe guy, but you get the idea. What else? I start doing a little bit of upper body stretching out. So I'm gonna probably get me a bowl of chili. I'd probably like to raid someone. Do you have any other questions? A lot of really great conversation in chat today, y'all. I love this. Yeah, as far as my job's concerned, the secret sauce to what I do is living in a very low cost of living area. I bought my house for a lot less than the national average. It's in great shape, but it's in a small town of under 2,000 people. And I did that deliberately because, as a result, my mortgage is very affordable. And now that I have a roommate, it's even more so. Headed to the gym myself, enjoyed hanging out. Well, all right. You get on it, Bama. Kick ass. That's the other thing. Never, ever let hanging out with me be an impediment to you going out and achieving your own goals. I will do this regardless of how many people I have in chat. It's not that much of a concern to me. You guys may have noticed there are really basically no ads on my stream. I minimize them to the extent I can because I have no interest in making money that way. That's not why I'm doing this. That's just not why I'm here. I make plenty of money from my job, but again, my secret sauce is an extremely low cost of living, and I've deliberately engineered my life to minimize costs like that. Do you usually work out at a gym, mostly home? Mondays and Tuesdays, I'll usually be at the site gym. Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, I'll be here, and then Sundays and Wednesdays are usually my rest days. Waiting until 7 p.m. to let the gym clear out. That's a mood. A&M's like that too, I've heard. Back when I was there, there was only one rec. Now there's 3, which, what the hell? But A&M's student population now is 73,000. Which is kind of crazy, but then you realize, oh, so that's why there are so many Aggies everywhere. That's why y'all are a giant cult. Yeah. A&M is a lot bigger than people understand. Like, in terms of student body, we are the biggest in the United States. Unless you count University of Phoenix, which, like, come on, no. Anyway, I think that'll about do it. So let's see who we got that we can raid here. It's a lot of fucking kids. Yeah, dude, College Station's wild. I'll say, Bama, if you ever get the shot to go out to College Station, do it. We're really friendly, unless you wear orange and white, in which case, fuck off. But, and not even, if you wear Tennessee orange, if you're from the real UT, we'll be very friendly to you. But if you're from that school from Austin, fuck off. Nah, I kid, mostly. Even Longhorns were usually, we get it, but no, you won't get your ass kicked. As an Alabama fan, you'll have a great time. Just like if you go to midnight, I would say go to Midnight Yell at least once. Yes, the jokes are corny. Yes, they're supposed to be corny. No, it's not supposed to make sense to you. No, it's not normal. Yes, we're a cult. Just go along with it. It's fun. Especially if you've had a few beers beforehand. If you're going to Midnight Yell sober, you're doing it wrong. Just my opinion. But the other one that I can't recommend highly enough is A&M baseball games. If y'all think we're weird during football season, A&M baseball is a different animal. We have broken pitchers before. This was one of the things I was more proud of as a student. We razzed a pitcher so bad from Florida, so kind of predictable that the Florida pitcher would be the one to do this, but we razzed the Florida pitcher so bad that he flipped us the bird as he was walking off the mound. We got pulled in the 6th inning. So that clearly means I'm doing something right. So you got Terrible Hime, Jasu, Krulix, and Radio Dead Air. I think I'm going to give Terrible Hime a raid. So we're going to go do that. So raid message. Poll day. We go poll day hitting. All right. So we're going to go ahead and raid, and stick around for the raid because you do get channel points for it. So we're going to raid Terrible Hime. And one more thing, y'all, just as always, make good decisions in the short run, okay? Those good decisions, they form your habits. Your habits, they form your values, and your values form an ethos that can be the guide star through the rough waters of life. Much love, y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern for leg day. Come in for the hug.